Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else.
Squad up. Shout out to the Baby Mama Terrorist Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And what I want to talk to you today is about Morris Chestnut. Did you know this man is labeled a deadbeat to a son that's not even his? And every couple of years, you got the Baby Mama Terrorist clowning him. And then her son is clowning him, saying he left since he started Boys in the Hood. And the thing that I don't understand is, he took a DNA test. He is not the father. But yet, the Baby Mama Terrorist and the Grandma Terrorist continue to say that he's a deadbeat because he don't want to take care of his son. And this son is of age, but he is so manipulated by this Baby Mama Terrorist that he decides to still call his dad, a so-called dad, a deadbeat. For those who don't know who Morris Chestnut is, but I'm sure a lot of y'all know, but we're going to pretend like everyone don't know about Morris Chestnut. Let's go to his Wikipedia. He first came on the movie scenes with the role as Ricky in 1991 film Boys in the Hood. He also appeared on feature films and television series, starring the role of FBI agent Will Keaton in the NBC TV series The Enemy Within. We ain't gonna go through all that. I'm trying to see if you get the list of movies I can let y'all see. He's been doing a lot of movies since 1991, y'all, all the way till 2020. All these movies. I'm not even gonna go down the list, but this is who he is. Great actor. This what he did on TV. He did a lot of stuff, man. Now, when I tell y'all that no man is exempt from a Baby Mama Terrorist, I mean that to the fullest. So now he does an interview on the Breakfast Club, and it's a 5-minute clip. I want you to hear his story. I'm gonna go in and out because there's gonna be some key things that he say that I have to call out, and also explain to you why I say the things I say. And also I want you to see how Charlamagne the God is always doing some simp ass sideline bullshit, you know, and I'm gonna let y'all key into that. And y'all gonna agree to this, at least the men will. But it's sad that these Baby Mama Terrorists go any great length to make a man suffer. This man took a DNA test. He's not the father. He tried to be a father at the time when he thought it was his. They was break up, get back together, break up, get back together. But in the beginning, it was just having sex. And what end up happening, he get to roll with Boys in the Hood, and all of a sudden they break up. The Grandma Terrorist and the Baby Mama Terrorist want to get money off child support. DNA test says he's not the father. All these years, and the boy's over 18, I'm assuming. And the boys on social media call him a deadbeat and everything, and he don't want to be a father. Listen to this Baby Mama Terrorist. This to also let you know how bad manipulation can take you a long journey to hell. This is a blue-pilled, caping simp sucker boy. All because of Baby Mama Terrorists. That's what I say, these Baby Mama Terrorists don't love their kids.
And, you know, that's one thing, one thing that kind of bothers me now, like when certain people, and I don't really like to respond too much to what people say on the internet and what's going on, but this whole story that recently came out, you know, people saying that, you know, someone saying that I'm a deadbeat father, and that's not even the case. Right. And, you know, I'm cool to talk about that because I think people need to know, I mean, it's been a long time that they've had their story out for a minute and they've been talking for a minute, but they haven't been given all the details of what's been going on. What was this? Now,
you heard what he said. Baby Mama Terrorists and the boy been telling their story. And this is why I tell y'all guys, Stop letting these baby mama terrorists lie on you, calling you deadbeats, don't want to be a father, running for child support and everything else. Because when you don't call it out, people tend to keep entertaining this baby mama terrorist, and then eventually we'll have the mindset it must be true. He ain't said nothing. And even if 9 out of 10, if you do say something, they're not gonna believe it anyway because they're gonna side with these whores, even though they know the majority of these baby mama terrorists are 100% liars. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we had to speak up. When you don't say nothing, you making it worse than it had to be. All that, well, I don't want to make it worse than it had to be, bullshit, you is making it worse. They called you a low-life deadbeat, run child support. Now, like I say, don't give a fuck about what a person say, but call their ass out. Tell your truth. You know what I mean? Let's go.
They haven't been given all the details of what's been going on.
What was the story?
What was the story?
Yeah.
Basically, you guys don't know the story?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not going to stop you from giving us a headline.
Okay. No, recently, recently, it's not a headline because it was out. Recently, someone came out and said that I was a deadbeat dad, and, he's been my son, and, he's been my son that I haven't been speaking about for all these years. And basically what happened was, back when I was 17 years old, I got involved with a consensual friendship with someone. It wasn't a relationship. We never went on dates. We never, went to eat.
You smashed it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I'll let you say it. It was one of those types of situations. And then, after a while, she came up and she told me she was pregnant. And I was like, okay, at that time, I was 18 years old. I said, okay, I'm going to step up and do the right thing.
Oh, you didn't run like Ricky did when you
No, I never run from my responsibilities, man. That's one thing about myself. Is like I always look at all my situations, all my past situations in life, my failures and my successes, and I'll take responsibility, for them all. And so if that was the case, what she told me at the time, I stepped up and said, okay, I'll be a father, to the child. And then he said basically, and I don't know, basically, I don't fault him for saying what he's saying because I feel that he's been told lies all of his life, by his mother.
I agree with him to a certain extent. It's not the child's fault. It's the baby mama terrorist's fault for lying, scheming, manipulating, and setting that boy up for failure. So I do not blame the child, not at all. Just like when these manipulated ass kids, they disrupt your household, talk back to your significant other and everything else. It's not their fault. The baby mama terrorists caused it. But I always tell y'all, it comes to a point at a certain age, you can't keep saying that it's the baby mama terrorist's fault because as a kid get older, they get wiser and they get more knowledge in life on things. They know what it is. So it comes to a point where they have to be held accountable themselves based on their age and so on. So it's not his fault that he got that mindset. It's the baby mama terrorist's fault, but it's his fault that he keep entertaining it. And that's why I say, I ain't going. And you got to keep them veins cold. You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say these baby mama terrorists do not love their kids. Let's continue.
But he says that I left after Boys in the Hood came out. Then I just all of a sudden up and left and got on the family. But that's not what happened. Basically, what happened was she put the baby on me. I tried to step up and do the right thing. We were together for the wrong reason. And
now I want y'all to hear that again.
I tried to step up and do the right thing. We were together for the wrong reason.
A lot of us as men and women, we get in these relationships or these marriages for the wrong reason. Y'all can sit back and say, no, that ain't true. I did it for love. I did it because I thought this person was compatible. No, the majority of us get married or get into these relationships for the wrong reasons. Why? Because here's a lot of examples right here. The person got money. Person got a good profession. Person got good sex. The person got a nice body, fine as hell. The person got something going on. The person can help you with your endeavors. The person can build you up, or you can build them up to control them. There's a lot of factors, even including me. Get into situations because a person got a certain amount of money, and you thinking you can grow with this person, you looking at it on a financial standpoint, it ain't gonna work, especially if y'all two is not compatible. So you with them for all these years, 20 years, 15 years, 11 years, 9 years, and things ain't going the way you thought. Now you got kids involved. Now you can't leave, because if you leave, you get divorced, you gotta pay alimony, or you gotta pay child support. Now you stuck. And now you gotta step to their music, step to their grain. And now you sitting there miserable, unhappy, so you're gonna go cheat and dip off and everything to make you cool and keep you grounded. But all you're doing is making things worse than they have to be. And then your kids see you not happy. You downstairs, she upstairs, but y'all still together. She at the job line talking about we getting married, we doing all this shit together, but behind the scenes, you don't even speak to the motherfucker. You don't even have sex with the motherfucker. You don't even talk to the motherfucker. You stay away from the motherfucker. When she's out of town with the kids, you at home because you don't want to be around her. Not about the kids. It's about her. So we have to have a mindset to stop getting into these relationships or getting into these marriages based off a benefit. We have to, like he said, we went in for the wrong reason. And a lot of people get married because they have kids, not because I'm in love with this person, I want to build with this person, I want to be with this person. No, it's because of a benefit. We have to get that mindset to get, if you're going to get married, I say live a free agent lifestyle. But if you're going to get married, do it for the right reason. And if you're going to get married, make sure you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Stop getting into these relationships because of money, sex, what he got, what she got, because it's not going to work 9 times out of 10. Or you're going to be there unhappy, or you're going to be there, but you're going to be dipping off and everything else. And if you get caught, it's going to make it worse than it have to be. Just tell you the truth. Let's continue.
And we try to make it work. We're together, breaking up, Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I did get Boys in the Hood. The movie came out. But this time that we broke up, instead of it just being a regular breakup, I'm getting hit with a paternity suit.
Yeah, trap.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So now, she's hit me with a suit, her and her mother lawyered up or whatever. And then, so then I had to do the same thing. And at that time, we had to take a paternity test. And it came out that I was not the father of the child. Yeah. And so then now, and to me, I think to this point, I understand where he's coming from because, he's been, lied to and brainwashed all of his life. And I think people should really ease up on him on the internet because.
Now, he's been brainwashed, manipulated by a baby mama terrorist. Took the DNA, and he's not the father. But yet, he is still a deadbeat, says the baby mama terrorist, says the grandmother, says this fake ass son. Now here's the thing. He's right to a certain point when he say people on the internet need to get off his back, stop going on him. But at the same time, you 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, even 16, talking that shit on the internet, knowing that it's a DNA test that says this man is not the father, you should go in on him. Because don't you see that this baby mama terrorist manipulated you to the point that a DNA test, and I'm sure you know what a DNA test is. I'm sure he know DNA let you know if you're the father or not the father. But yeah, you are so manipulated. My mama can't do nothing wrong. My mama would never lie to me. My mama did this and that for me. Son husband. My mama can't do no wrong. She's a baby mama terrorist. And if you never gonna listen, people should go in on him. So I disagree with him when he say that. Now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13-year-old, that's a different story. But when you 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and so on, you get the fuck on with that shit. No mercy. The baby mama terrorist has set him up for failure. He got some psychological issues going on off the top, because if he still got the mindset to think that this is dad, even though DNA says that he's not the father, and he actually told him personally, I am not your father. due to this reason. That's why I say these baby mama tears are so manipulative. That's why I don't feel sorry for any of them to get the machine gun Kelly because of shit like this. She's not trying to find out who the real father is. She probably already know. But you want to come out every couple of years and all that shit to make him look bad, get on some interviews, get paid, and you use your son at your leisure. A sucker. And motherfuckers supposed to have sympathy for you? No, I don't have no sympathy for you. Let's continue.
All of his life. And I think people should really ease up on him on the internet because, you can only imagine going through certain things as a child and that goes into your, your adult life. You're a product of your experiences in your environment. So I don't really blame him. I'm disappointed in him, but I really blame her for a certain extent because, she's been saying stuff throughout the internet, for years, talking about how I'm a deadbeat father. But
he say he blame her to a certain point. No, blame her 100%. The DNA say you ain't the father. You try to get a comeuppance when he did Boys in the Hood. Epic failed. And now you still continue to this day to holler deadbeat he don't want to be a father, even though he got DNA test said he's not the father. You still come out here to get your quick couple of $1,000s and get your little name out there. Then you got your son doing it. But you won't find out who the daddy is. You got him thinking that this is father. What a dumb ass hoe. Like I told y'all, these baby mama terrorists don't give a fuck about their kids. They will set your kid up for failure. That's why you have to keep them veins cold because you getting stressed out. You hurting. You salty. You not seeing your kids. Your kids manipulate, thinking you're a deadbeat because she said so. Even though you try to show them a better life and something different, and the proof is in the pudding. You show them all the paperwork and everything. They're a certain age. They still want to sour anyway. That's why sometimes you gotta wash your hands and move on. Now, unfortunately, this ain't his son, and he's still a deadbeat labeled as a deadbeat because she said so. But no, ain't no somewhat. You got it. No, she's 100% responsible. It's her fault that her son is like this. Her fault that she keep continuing with this bullshit, and it's her fault that she's setting her son up for failure. But it started with that baby mama Terry's mother, and it goes off to the baby mama Terry's the grandmother.
Never once did she mention what the situation was. Exactly.
How did that affect you? Because you were there when the kid when he was born. You
right.
Raised him to a certain extent, and then
right.
They just pull it. It's not yours.
Yeah, it was very difficult. Because it wasn't even just me involved. It was my mother feeling that she had her first grandchild. My sister. It was family that was involved.
How old was he when you trying to?
He was about 3 years.
3 years invested.
Yeah, it's 3 years. Yeah, it's 3 years and all. So they said, it says that I left, and it wasn't even the fact of me just leaving. It was a situation where I was like, listen, you need to tell him who the father is, so we can establish a relationship. And the same way that you and your mother are coming after me for money, you need to go after him.
Yeah.
And apparently that never happened. And I think the first time he was 3, I didn't talk to him and tell him that I wasn't his father at 3. But once he got older, I sat him down and said, listen, I'm not your father. It was like the first time he heard it.
Now, like he said, find out who the real father is. They're not going to do that. You know why? Why would they want to get that broke ass man to be the father and only get $2 a month when they could get the man who's making millions and millions of dollars and make him be daddy so he could pay $10,000 a month? Just like y'all fathers who's out there and the baby mama Terry's got 3 or 4 kids, 3 different baby daddies. The 2 baby daddies don't be on child support because they ain't worth shit, ain't even worth going to court. They won't get a dime, a nickel, anything. But you work a good old job and you work for the city or you electrician, whatever you do, and she gets $2,000 a month for 1 kid or $1,000 a month for 1 kid, and she takes that whole check and use that for the whole house and take care of other kids or just take care of herself because she don't give a fuck about them kids. And you wonder why would you take me to court for child support and I would take care out of my pocket, doing what I need to do, seeing my kid and everything. And they'll tell you, the other 2 motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit, but I know you will. Well, why take me to court? Because it's guaranteed I'm gonna get every month. They don't give a fuck about that, about you, you paying child support and the other 2 niggas ain't. They not, just like this baby mama Terry, she not gonna go find out who that daddy is. As long as she go out there and make a couple of G's every couple of years saying that you the father, that's what they're gonna do. And this happens all the time, white, black, blue, or green. It does not make a difference. But y'all get mad at me saying I'm a hater and I hate women and black women and all that shit. Well, whatever you say, bitch. All I'm doing is calling out the truth. I'm calling out the reality of life that people want to try to ignore. Men, we have to come together. We have to, I told y'all, I say it all the time, repeat myself over and over and over like a broken record. We have to come together. We have to change the laws in our mind. We have to make change because even this man is being called a deadbeat for a kid that ain't even his. And motherfuckers actually going along to get along with this shit. They know he ain't the father. But yet, what? Oh, I get a come up off this. The son so fucked up and manipulated, he's going along with it. I don't think he's going along with it for money. He's really fucked up that he ain't got a dad. And it's crazy because you don't know if this psycho motherfucker down the line will go try to kill this man. So he go out there and kill him because he wasn't around. He hate him because the baby mama Ted say one shit. And they probably struggling and everything. So he feel that this is his daddy's fault. That not his daddy. He kill him. Then what? Who to blame? Who at fault then? Fuck out of here.
I sat him down to listen. I'm not the father. It was like the first time he heard it. So I don't really know what was going on.
That had to be hard. That sounds cruel as hell.
Well, the first,
yeah, little boy down. I'm not your daddy.
Yeah, no, first time, when I told him, it's very emotional on both of us.
I don't really know. I believe he was around. I was like 9,
somewhere around there. I'm sure.
Tell everybody that's my daddy.
You might as well. You should have rolled that one out, Mars.
Well, just wrote it out.
Yeah, wrote it out.
Now, of course, you got shot him in the God come with that sucker simp shit, talking about so you should have rolled it out. See, that's another problem with you blue pill, weak ass, caping simp suckers that will sit back, bitch cheat on you, get knocked about somebody else, and you turn around and still be with the motherfucker. Then you turn around and take claim on the son. You'll let him get your last name. You'll let him, you'll adopt him and all that shit from some shit that she did, cheating. You find out ain't your kid and you take care of him anyway. You was a dumb motherfucker. Now, I'm not gonna lie. You've been raising this kid for 10 years and you find out that ain't your kid and you still want to be around. I can understand that. Me, I don't think I'll walk away. But I do understand if you've been in your kid's life for over 10 years or something like that. It's kind of hard to let something go that you've been around, raised, and created. But that horse still win. But she have a kid, you think it's yours, you get a DNA test and ain't yours, and the bitch cheat on you, or she lied on you and all that stuff, you paying child support unjustly, and you still want to take care of this little motherfucker, shame on you. I ain't going. And for you to tell some other man, you should just roll it out. Fuck the dumb shit, I ain't going. That's your livelihood being destroyed, tarnished. So while he over there still trying to be daddy, you still being labeled deadbeat to a kid that ain't in your blood. And that's why I say we have to stop that bullshit. No, it's not the kid's fault. It's the baby mama Terry's fault. But at the same time, this kid need to know the reality of life, that life ain't glorious, rainbows and always colored, and the sky ain't always blue. And when it rains, it pours. Fuck all that simp ass shit. That's what a lot of these whores do. Use their kids as pawns for you to feel sorry for the kid, so you stay around for the kid. You do it for the kid. You know all that fuck shit. Nah, fuck that. Wash your hands, move on. Keep them veins cold, bro. Find your daddy, who it is. Tell your mama that you ain't shit, and let her get the fine on. You found him on Facebook, man. Fuck that.
Listen, I say it's a very delicate situation for people involved. Like I say, with him, it's a tough situation for him. So I don't really blame him. I'm disappointed, but it's something that I thought that his mother was telling him. After they tried to hit me with the suit, and we weren't getting along, and her mother and her, they weren't obviously they were very angry.
Baby mama terrorists.
Her mother wasn't the nicest person to begin with because of everything else going on.
Piece of shit.
You couldn't really communicate. You can't communicate with somebody like that.
Hell no. You see what I'm saying? Even if it was his kid, he would have had havoc. He would have had a lot of havoc. You cannot co-parent with a baby mama terrorist. Even if that was his kid, that mother was already in her head and she was in her child's head, he would have been screwed anyway. If that was his kid, he'd been paying child support, not really seen him. He'd been labeled a deadbeat, low life. He'd make a successful career, but he'll have that D on his back, deadbeat, DB. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the father. And every couple of years, he get that label again, but I know he don't give a fuck. But I really thank you for telling the story. You have to tell your story, man, because if you don't, then other young men's coming up will follow into the same trap.
A lot of girls out there like, I'd have trapped him too, girl. You did the right thing.
No, it wasn't. But to me,
I don't think, you know, to me, I think what really bothers me with her is the fact that she perpetuated the whole thing.
Right.
I read something on the internet that was in 2013 talking about how it was a deadbeat. And this is 2013. This happened way back in 91, 92.
Right.
So it's, you know, it's over 20 years you're perpetuating the same thing when that wasn't the case. So that's my issue with her. And, you know, to this day, she still hasn't even revealed the situation.
To this day, she ain't even came out with the truth. Now, the boy is over 20 years old, and yet he still thinks that this is his father. He's a deadbeat. He didn't want me. He chose his acting career. That's why I tell y'all with passion, fuck these baby mama terrorist whores. They're not for you. You stay away from them. Have better standards for yourself. Love yourself. Keep them veins cold and do for self. These baby mama terrorists will set you up for failure. And I'm talking about men who do have kids, but they manipulated because of a baby mama terrorist, even though you show them proof paperwork and you show them a different light when they're at your house and all that shit. Manipulation is a powerful thing. That's why I tell y'all, keep the veins cold, because you're going to get a lot of heartaches, and a lot of so-called friends and family going to turn it back on you. They're going to disown you and side with this bitch-ass whore, even though they know the truth. But the gossip is what lasts forever. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Fuck all this bullshit. Live your life, do what you gotta do, make things better. When your kid come around with the mindset that this baby mama terrorist one shit, they'll come around. And if they don't ever come around, fuck them. You do your thing, live your life, do better for yourself, and let them know y'all ain't stopped me. You did not destroy me. You did not delete me. I'm living, I'm growing, I'm earning, and I ain't looking for nothing for none of you motherfuckers. That's the mindset you gotta have, because if not, you're gonna lose. And why do you want to be dead? And they come to your funeral, look down, you cry for a day or two, go to repast, eat a bucket of chicken, and then get back onto the same old manipulated bullshit. And your daddy was a deadbeat and all this shit, and life goes on without your ass. And you sitting there dead and gone, stressing out, trying to make things change that's never gonna change. Manipulation is a powerful thing. Like I said, the man's fake ass son is over 20 years old, and he's still manipulated. Sometimes, like I tell y'all, wash your hands and move on. Try again later, or just go on with your life, bro. It ain't worth it. These baby mama terrorists do not love their kids. They will set them kids up for failure. And the people that rise with them, the brothers, the grandma, and everybody else, they're all about the money. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about that kid. All they give a fuck about is making you suffer. Well, shout out to Morris Chestnut for telling his story, and more of us need to do the same.
Yeah, Mr. Palmer. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else.